All right, so we'll see if I can get my hands separate here. One for clicking, one for talking. We'll be talking about marketing your food truck for growth. First couple of slides are gonna be a little bit like just basics. So if you're a brand new food truck thinking about starting, or if you might not have gotten all your stuff together yet, or you feel like that might be you, that's great. If you're more advanced, just bear with us for a little bit. I will deep dive into like some other marketing channels. So I'm Nicholas Spindel with WTF, Where's the Food Truck? We're basically a marketing app for your food truck. Why am I talking about marketing? Well, besides the app, prior to making WTF, I operated a number of multi-million-dollar restaurants here on the Strip. On the operations side, you might as well know, we're trying to push business, revenue, sales, keep customers in and coming back as often as possible. Here on the Strip, that's particularly challenging, just like as a food truck it is, because our customers are never the same. Every day they're changing, just like when you move from the south side of town to the north side of town and whatnot. So part of that challenge is something that I've faced for many years. Did that for about a decade here on the Strip. Launched WTF in 2018. We have been earning our customers through what we're going to talk about here: direct outreach at events such as this and food truck festivals, mailers, texts, emails, direct messaging, website, SEO, social media. I mean, everything that we're going to talk about here. We have created hundreds of marketing campaigns for food trucks as WTF in the, 7 years that we've been in existence. So this is what we'll be talking about here. So branding, the basics, right? We've got two logos here. Who likes the one on the left as a great logo? All right, who likes the one on the right as a great logo? All right, yeah, definitely a better logo, right? So branding, if you don't have your logo down or if you think it could use some improvements, we want color in your logo, definitely 1, 2, 3, 4 colors. You get into like this one where it's got, I don't know how many colors I put into that, Nick's Food Truck. It just becomes too much, it gets distracting, right? Also, like text and fonts are important to choose from. I bet you can't tell if that's NICH or NICK. If a customer is looking for your food truck and gets your name wrong, they're never gonna find you. Once a customer starts struggling, they're gonna give up and find somebody else online. Your design is important. This one on the left, clearly, well, it's a digital design, but it's clearly like a little bit more complicated than you might want for your branding. It kind of looks a little bit sloppy. It's also, when we get into talking about print materials, all the colors and this amount of detail in there makes it really difficult to print, really difficult to do like embroidery and stuff like that, and really expensive, which we want to cut down on when we start investing into that. Also, we need to choose carefully what we're putting into our brand, right? Something like City Hot Food Festival doesn't say anything about what you do in your food truck. Think about the food trucks like this one. It says Crave hot dogs and barbecue. Clearly, that's what it is, right? If you think about the taco trucks that you see sometimes, like some of them just say tacos. Doesn't even say the name of the business. Everybody that drives near there knows they sell tacos. That's what we want to do, particularly with your brand. If it's just like hot food, well, somebody might see that and anybody's got hot food. That doesn't really interest me. I'm looking for a sandwich or a barbecue or a hot dog or something more specific. So color is good. We definitely want to like vibe it up, make it exciting. Crave is good. This one's actually a real business here. It's a franchise, I believe. So Crave's good. They've got a couple of colors in there. They keep it simple enough, and the design is complicated, but also still simple. Easy to print, easy to market, easy to recognize when you're driving around. So once you have your brand and your logo set up, how do we spread the word? Well, food trucks, businesses in general, everybody loves social media. This is like our #1 go-to in the last, 10, 20 years, something like that, which is great. You'll get a great audience. You get, well, it's basically free. It just takes your time. Easy enough for most people to do. You can schedule all your stuff out, and you can even hire people to create your content for you if you like. How do you make the most out of your social media? Thinking just back at your branding, first off, you got to be consistent. Have the same handles across all the platforms that you use. If you look at our business, everything is at WTF, Where's the Food Truck? You need that consistency across the board. Even if it's like, where's the food truck? It could have been just, where's the food truck? It could be, where's the food truck app? Could be something that's related to your business that's close enough to be recognizable, but also the same across all platforms, because a lot of people do use both Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. They bounce from back and forth. You want them to easily be able to find you, follow you, and engage in your content. As far as consistency goes, we want to post on a regular basis. So you want, well, I don't want to tell you your frequency, but we post every other day. You want your posts to be consistent. I like to tell food trucks you should do maybe every Monday. If you're out doing like public sales, every Monday, say what your schedule is if you have that defined, as hopefully you do at least for the week. So every Monday, post your schedule. Every Friday, post another video or a go live or do a giveaway or do a thank a customer for their review that they gave to you. Keep it consistent so that people know what to look for, so that maybe on Friday when they're bored at work in the afternoon, they're like, oh yeah, I remember, Crave Hot Dogs and Barbecue always posts a live reel. I love seeing that. It's pretty cool. I'll go watch that the last couple minutes of my day. Yeah, posting deals too is really good. This is going to be a shameless plug. Always mark open in the WTF app. You got to be consistent if people are looking for you, even if it's not in our app. Post it on social media. This is where I am. This is where I am. This is where I am. That way they know at least how to find you when they're looking for you. Next, recognizable. So when you are posting, it has to be recognizable. Use your branding. See a lot of food trucks out there that just post something about their food, but you can't see their logo in there. They don't say the name of their food truck. Maybe in the content or the caption, they've put something in there. But we want to make sure that we have that everywhere. We use a watermark everywhere, bottom left, bottom right, somewhere, but on every single post that we put, we have our watermark in there, or make sure that you're wearing your branded, like your uniform. I see a lot of you guys do have that already. Wear that every day just so that your customers can see in that, but also for, when you're creating content. Keep your food truck in there, of course. If you want people to recognize your food truck as they're driving past, you want to get your food truck in as many posts as possible so that they can see that and it becomes just something top of their mind every day. They're like, oh, I know that that's the bright orange one that has the thingy coming out the back. Oh, and there it is. I'm going to stop because I've been thinking about them every day for the last few weeks. And promote yourself. I know as people, we typically don't ask for the sale unless you were in sales. So that's something that I would say, everybody ask for the sale. At the end of your post, hey, come visit me. Hey, come try our new pupusa. Hey, come try our hamburger. Hey, we got a daily special. Come check that out. Or even something like, hey, I bet you can't make that at home. Post what you made that looks like this at your house. Something like that. Or I bet you can't figure out our secret ingredient here. Challenge them. Make it recognizable, but ask for the sale. We call that a call to action, so always ask for them to do something at the end of your post. And then engaging. Your food is the star. Make it your star. Make sure that your food's in there. People love the sizzle, right? That's what a fajita, being brought out to your table is all about. It's all about the sizzle. Get your food in there. You're the star. Keep in mind, a lot of people that come to food trucks, this is probably the one and only opportunity that they actually talk to the chef and the owner of the business. Right? They go to restaurants, everything happens behind that wall back in the kitchen. Sometimes even with just a glass wall in the kitchen, they can see it, but nobody gets to meet you. You guys are the stars. Put yourself on there, say your name, make it personal, really relate to them, especially like if you're not traveling across state lines, which probably nobody does, everybody's right there in town. Make sure that you make your customers your friends, your family, bring them back in, and then make them the star. They, of course, everybody loves attention, so make them the stars. Particularly like if they give you a review, if they come out and they're talking to you, they're asking questions about what you do or how you do, or do you do events or whatever, just bring out your phone, start filming them, ask them if you can, of course, start filming them, get a conversation with them. For reviews, I love inviting them back for like an appetizer, and I'd say, hey, talk about what you just had or talk about what you had last. Thanks so much for your review. Get that on camera, make them the star while again, keeping your food and your food truck and yourself in there definitely engages a lot with people that are watching this. You is really like the key word in this. We got to break down that fourth barrier, that wall right here. Talk directly to your customers, one-on-one, individually. You're not like, hey, everybody in the world, come see my food truck. Talk one-on-one. Hey, thank you for coming out to the food truck. Hey, I think you would really enjoy this taco. You is really like the key word when you're creating your content there. Now, All that's a lot though, right? So how do we do this? Social media gets to be a lot, particularly, hell, I mean, you guys are doing everything, right? You're doing your accounting, you gotta go buy your stuff, you're prepping it, you're cleaning the food truck, you gotta get out there, you gotta make sure your staff shows up, million things you gotta do besides marketing your food truck, but this is gonna drive your business, right? So as far as social media and online goes, start early, right now, today. Best time to plant a tree, 20 years ago, next best time, today. If you don't have all your handles matching up, fix that right now. If you don't have your website domain, the best one that you think people can most easily find you by, screw it, fix it. Get a new domain, rebuild your website, transfer your website, whatever. All these things are difficult for sure, but they're way more difficult later down the line. So do all that today, start right now. Find the right tools. With AI and tech in general where we are, there are tools to do all these things for you, make your life much simpler. We use, for example, like our social media. We schedule all of our social media out for the whole month. I say we post every other day. You can see here kind of way in the background, every other day. We've got 5 platforms, 1, 2, and 3 more, 5 posts, 1 for each platform, schedule out for the whole month here. As far as reviews, automate that. We have a system right here. It automates it, collects them all, it aggregates it all together so that no matter how and where a customer is reviewing you, you only have to look and respond to in one platform. You're not jumping across Facebook reviews, Google reviews, Yelp, all that stuff, right? Help simplify that. This, you can also automate some of this. This bottom right one here, if you do video content, I hate editing video content, takes me hours too long. There's plenty of programs out there that you can use that either you can source somebody or you can use AI and it'll just cut it. It'll recognize what's good content, you review it, and you spend 30 minutes instead of 4 hours. And like in this case, I loaded up one video and I got, there's probably like 17 little clips that we got out of that. So make use of the tools that you have on hand and then be consistent. So along with the scheduling, if you tell yourself every first of the month, I'm gonna schedule out my whole month, you gotta do it on the first. We all know if you miss the first, then it's a second, and you're like, but then it's a third. I'll just wait till the weekend or Monday comes around when I do my office stuff, and then you're just missing all your posts altogether. People recognize that, they start to fall off, they start to follow less often. We really want them tuning in as much as possible. You guys probably know, in especially the social media, digital age, you gotta hit your customers like 15, 20, 30 times before they actually know who you are, they start to care about who you are, and then they become a customer. So besides social media, there's still a ton of other digital marketing, ton of other marketing channels out there that are just overlooked, right? So social media, number one, maybe it's not the easiest, but it's free, everybody can do it. Besides that, as far as digital goes, we can do email campaigns. Who in here has email addresses for their customers? 1, 2, 3, 4. Who in here doesn't know if they have email addresses for their customers? All right. Who's got a POS system that they use? All right. Who's got online ordering? All right. Everybody that raised your hand, even if you didn't raise your hand, you probably and most likely have email addresses for your customers. All your POSs will collect that data in one way or another, maybe not for every customer that you have, but for a majority of them. If you offer online ordering, almost guaranteed you have their information. Otherwise, there's many other ways to get email addresses from your customers. You should be sending out email campaigns, whether it's just a monthly newsletter, short and sweet, your weekly schedule. Again, maybe they don't follow you on social, maybe they don't like social at all, but they do like your food truck. Tell them in a different way where and when you're gonna be there. You can also send out like deals, daily specials. I like personal updates like, hey, this is what happened to us in the last month. We went on this festival, check out some pictures. Again, draw them in, bring them, make them become friends and family. Reviews, as I mentioned in the last slide with that screenshot, you can automate reviews. Who here can recall the last time that they really asked a customer for a review? All right, cool, couple of you. It's kind of awkward, right? Definitely a pain in the ass. You got other things to do, right? I gotta cook, I gotta whatever. Reviews make a difference though, particularly when it comes to catering, right? Who's got a job off of a review? I'm sure, yeah, definitely. Reviews make a difference for catering. If they're looking at you versus other food trucks, the other ones have 100 reviews. They're all great. We love this food truck. Catering was awesome. And you've got one. Maybe you get one bad one. Now you have one good one, one bad one. That's a 50-50. That's bad. So we need to collect 1,000 good reviews because we're always going to get a bad one, right? So how do we do that? You can automate that. At the end of every sale, particularly those of you that use a POS, which I highly recommend, any POS, should be able to help you automate through APIs or endpoints or some sort of trigger to send your customers like a thank you, either via email or text or whatever information that you just got from them. You can send them a request for a review. Thanks so much. How'd you enjoy the meal? What was your experience like? Do you have any feedback from us? Thanks for your feedback. Would you mind posting that on any channel that you like? Who here uses Facebook for reviews? Google My Business? Yelp? Yeah. Who pays for their reviews on Yelp? So with that little differentiation, right? Imagine if I asked, I think you said Google My Business, right? If I asked you to leave a review on Facebook, and that's the only option I gave you, would you go through the effort of doing that? Probably not. No. So when we ask for reviews, we say, hey, here's all the different channels that we use for reviews that we like for you to give us reviews on. You choose. And if none of those work for you, here's the last one. Just send it directly to us. We appreciate your review one way or another, but we want to make it as easy as possible. As soon as you say you got to do it this way, if that's not the way they like to do it, you're not going to get that. So you can automate your reviews, and you got to make it really simple. And then take those reviews and use it to market your food truck. It's tough to hope that your customer is going to go online to Facebook and look for your food truck, find your food truck, then look for your reviews, read through them all, and then decide. Once they start putting that kind of effort into it, they're out. Make it easy. You can take all your reviews through probably a ton of softwares, but we use a great one. It takes, once it's all aggregated, you can put a widget right on your website, and it'll show all that stuff just as a rolling feed. Somebody gets to your website, you go, hey, look, check out our reviews. They're all right here. You trust Google most? Well, here's all the Google reviews. You trust Facebook most? Here are all those reviews. Take and use those, and then put those in your videos. Like I said, invite that customer back for another meal, put them in a video. Thanks so much for your review. Hey guys, check out all the other reviews that we have on our website. Really use those. Text, I'm sure, still counts as digital. Same thing with email. If you have email addresses, if you have any customer data, you probably also have phone numbers. Texting, it might seem really difficult. If you just do it manually, it 100% is really difficult, takes a ton of time and effort, but this can be automated. It can be really simple. It doesn't have to be through like Square Marketing for, I don't know, 50 cents a text or whatever they charge. It doesn't have to be through any big provider. You can set this up on your own if you're, inclined. If not, we can help. There's a lot of other companies I'm sure that can help do this, but texting is really critical when you want to gain your customers' attention. How often do you see like your emails and really look at every single email? Just think about that. Once a day, twice a day. I probably delay half of mine for the next day or next week. A push notification on your phone, for me, typically gets my attention maybe within an hour or so. A text is almost always like, somebody texted me, I'm gonna read that right now. What's going on? Maybe it's my wife, maybe it's my kids. Oh, I didn't think it was gonna be Nick's food truck, but now I know that they're out right now, or now that I know that they have a deal this week, or they're going to a festival this weekend. I can start thinking about that and work that into my plans if I'm so inclined. Texting is pretty easy. Obviously a much shorter message than a newsletter or an email or anything like that, but it can be really easy and it can be pennies per text. And then now we'll switch to like older, tried and true, proven methods, printed materials. These things are easy. Don't take a lot of effort to do, especially if you already have your logo. You can easily hire like a graphic designer on Fiverr or Upwork or something like that can make a big sign for you. What I see most often on food trucks, you guys raise your hand if you agree with me. You probably have your A-frames and you probably have your menus. Hopefully at least like a stack of menus that you hand out in your bags. Yes? Who's got like menus and A-frame signage? Yeah? Okay. Who's got business cards? All right. Awesome. Who's got, let's see, what else do I have here? Who's got co-branded business cards like you and food truck park that you go to, or you and if you use an app like WTF or Street Food Finder or one of those, who's got that like co-branded on theirs? Who's got table toppers like for bars or breweries, or even if you're at a food truck park and they have tables that you can sit at? Who's got a table top or a table tent? So all these are really easy, really cheap. Who's got stickers? I'm sure some of you put stickers, like, do you give them out to your customers or put them on your bags? On the cups? Who gives out stickers to customers to like put wherever they want? Yeah, how do you find that works?
That works perfect. People put it whatever they want it, they just put it somewhere.
Yeah. They put it on their car, they put it on their neighbor's car, they put it on their water bottle, their kids put it on their water bottle, take it to school. Who knows, maybe that'll get you catering. They give it to one of their friends, and then their friend takes it home, and their parents are like, didn't know that food truck was out there. Let's check it out. Stickers are dirt cheap. Business cards should be dirt cheap. We do, I didn't set them up. We do table toppers that we'll send out to any food truck that's using our app that does like mobile ordering through us. We say, hey, put these at every single brewery. Let those customers sit down at the bar longer. The brewery will love you more because you're like, yo, I'm gonna keep your customers drinking one more beer instead of coming and standing outside at the line or standing outside waiting for the food. Let them order right from there, and then you get that business. They also might be sitting in the brewery not even knowing that you're there. Maybe they got there before you arrived, and they're gonna, once they've decided that it's time to eat, they're just gonna go, right? So maybe they don't know that you're out there, but if they see a table tent there, they're gonna see that. They're gonna go, oh, I didn't know there was a food truck out here, cool. Let's see, what else for printing materials? Obviously shirts, big banner signs, flags, stuff like that. We also do, some of you might laugh, like mailers. I like mailers. They can be really cheap. We send them at like 70 cents per like postcard. Again, you have your customers' information. For those that you have like actual mailing addresses for, might not be too many, maybe 20, 30, 40%, but you could send them a postcard when business slows down or when you're like, I need catering jobs, send them a postcard. Hey, thanks for coming out that once. We also do catering. You guys should check us out. We'd love to have you back. We'll give you, I'll send you a menu, our catering menu. If you're really slow, really bored, or just have the budget, send it to like a handful of customers at a time, like, thanks for coming out. If business slows, you can track how often some of your customers have returned, if they're like signing in or paying with their credit card when they do. You can see how long it's been since they've come back. So it's been 6 months, send them a postcard for 70 cents, go, hey, we'd love to have you back. We're gonna be out this weekend. We'll be at this festival or whatever. They can come out there and go, oh my God, I forgot you existed. I loved that experience 6 months ago. I just haven't been able to find you or forgot what your name was. We're all forgettable sometimes, right? I forgot what your name was. I thought it was something else. I was looking for you, but couldn't find you. So printing materials, direct mail, we love that. Door to door too. I'm sure, well, probably everybody in here has been door to door to like different office complexes, trying to push. Probably not scheduling so much, but probably a catering job. You go do one at this one, you got some extras, go hit up the next door business. Hey, we do catering, here's a little sample. Can I talk to your HR manager, your office manager? We'd love to do a job for your office. How do we find those guys, right? We've probably been to the wrong offices, office that's too small or clearly doesn't have a budget or doesn't care that much about their employees, sad to say, that they're gonna spend 2, 3, 4 grand on a catered event, right? So how do we find those? Glassdoor is good, Google Maps is good, just search for big businesses. There are Google scrapers out there. Your past jobs, obviously, trying to think like what kind of business was that? What kind of industry were they in? How big was that office? What kind of budget might they have had? That you can then look for other businesses like that. Just get on Google and go, oh, what was that law firm name, or what other law firms are within this area that I could potentially push my catering to? Yeah. All right, so those are, I'd say, the biggest and best marketing tips that I have for growing your business. I always say look outside of the industry too. Look, of course, at your other food truckers, the ones that are really successful, see how they're doing it. Ask them what they're doing to get the most attention, to bring most customers in, to get their catering jobs. You see them less and less on the street, ask them like, where are you going? Like, I know you're doing more catering right now. Who are you using? How are you getting those? Help me out. And then look outside of the industry. Look at another mobile business. Mobile dog groomers, how are they finding people? Maybe just look at another caterer. Look at a techie. See how like, what is it, the Geek Squad or whatever, like how do they find their business? Look at that. Maybe there's a marketing channel that you can explore that they use that can grow your business. Anyway, that's it for me. Open for questions. We're also on like the third aisle over there, 200 and something if you want to come stop by. Yes, sir. Yeah, absolutely. So with WTF app, when you open it, you have a profile, right? You open it, you set your location, you mark open, takes about 10, 15 seconds. That's exactly what we do. We send out push notifications to every nearby user. We say 5-mile radius is a good nearby, probably like a 5 or 10 minute drive for most people, but it could be 100 feet away. That is critical. Right when you're open, right nearby where you are, critical. Social media, like once the algorithm started kicking in, you're getting more traction, less traction, they show your post tomorrow or next week or at midnight. That doesn't matter. You've moved, you're not open anymore, you're not in that sale. You have to hit your customers right where you are and right when you're open. That's exactly what we do with our app, yeah. Absolutely. That's really why we love punch cards, right? 100% on your business card. I've seen a lot of food trucks, and we've designed some that have the punches around the outside of the business card so that your business card still stays whole, still has all your information on it that that customer might need to call you for catering or whatever in between coming back for another punch. Hopefully they keep the punch card, they become a loyal customer, they keep coming back to punch that card. Either way, if they lose it, they start over. Oh, I'm so sorry that you lost your punch card. Maybe if you recognize them, you give them 1 or 2 free punches, doesn't matter. It's a low cost to get them to come back. If you do like buy 10, your 11th is free, or buy 9, your 10th is free, or something like that. It's easy. What I would highly recommend though, have a very specific stamp or punch so that it's not just a whole punch and then somebody goes out and punches all of them and is like, hey, I'm ready for my free meal every time they're there. Yeah, so she's asking about the app and if it's just locating or if we do more than that, basically. She specifically said social media. Yeah, absolutely. So actually here, I'll be honest, something happened to my domain overnight. I got my devs working on it. The DNS, if you're a tech guy or lady, the DNS, whatever, should be back up by the end of today. We've got it all restored, but it takes the World Wide Web to populate a little bit. This QR, take a picture of it if it doesn't work right now, and then scan it with another phone later. I'll also have this QR printed at our booth. I've got links to all the software that we use. Some of them have free plans, some of them are paid. All of them we offer and can set up and use for you and with you as WTF. But what we do as Where's the Food Truck, our primary goal is driving more customers to your business, no matter how and when that is, right? So the app is for mostly if you're doing public sales, anytime you're selling face-to-face, one-on-one or whatnot, mark that you're open or that you will be there later today, set your location, we'll send out the push notification for you, we'll automatically mark you open. If it's like a later time, we'll automatically mark you as closed. If you use Square as your POS, you can integrate Square into our app in like 30 seconds. You just log in through the app and your menu will sync constantly so that customers can place orders through our app right to you. It all goes directly to your Square platform. So you're not like looking at WTF and Square to track all that stuff. Fully integrated, super easy, also free. We charge $30 to sign up, but after that, the platform's free. There are other levels and like the services. We do like website design and hosting, and we do graphic design. We'll design all your cards or flyers or A-frames or whatever you want. We'll get it all printed for you, really cheap. What else do we do? We have this social media scheduling software that we can give you access to if you like scheduling your own. We can also create content and schedule that for you. We can help you manage like your inboxes through a unified inbox for all your social media platforms, or like the biggest ones anyway. Same as your reviews, we can help set all that up. Whether you already have your review like channels set up, we can put them into our software and kind of help people find that as one. We can automate that process so that when you do have a sale on your POS, if you have either or a phone number or an email, we can automate and trigger some message to go out to that customer. Thanks so much just like I said earlier. We do everything. I like to say that we're a solution for food trucks, particularly in the marketing thing. We do everything that you might need except for the food and the truck. So general rule of thumb is 10% for your marketing budget. It doesn't have to be 10%. A lot of the things that we do in our industry can be pretty much free. Once you start getting into like, or really low cost at least, right? Once you start getting into like print materials, you're gonna start spending a little bit more, only because you can find free softwares for almost everything, at least on a really small scale, like for when you're starting out and testing the waters. As you scale that up, a lot of softwares turn into like paid platforms. Print materials are always gonna cost you something. I actually find better success with print materials, but I would say like for food trucks, maybe a maximum of 10%, unless you're gonna decide like this month I'm just gonna go big because we have a massive festival coming out. We're gonna flyer everybody that's near us. You know, you could do that. And then your second question, paid platforms for marketing. It depends on which one. Not to badmouth any, the one that you mentioned, I would not pay for that. I think you can easily get away with not paying for that and still get all the reviews that you need. That particular one is a big platform though, so you can get a lot of business off of that if people are looking through there. I think that there are also other ways to do it. If you're looking at particularly like having an ad budget through digital, you can spend a couple bucks a month on Facebook, couple bucks a month on Google, couple bucks a month just like looking for leads, like pay-per-click leads. And like, there's other ways besides like an ad budget. You can put some money into like SEO to your website, just optimizing it, making it, if it's primarily designed for a desktop, you can optimize it for a mobile. So you can spend money in different ways that isn't like directly connected to marketing, but it will get you more traffic. And it'll have people, more importantly, it'll have people like staying on your website longer, paying more attention to you. High quality posts. So if your posts and your pictures of your food look like garbage, that's not good at all. Maybe spend 50 bucks to get yourself like a little light booth for a camera. Take a community college course on how to take photography or whatever of food. Food's really tough to photograph, right? Everything's like brown. Brown is not appetizing until you're eating it or smelling it. So, you know, invest in some of those things for sure. Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, I'll be honest with you. We don't spend much on marketing. We do mostly grassroots, organic. What we hope for, just like Facebook and Instagram and whatnot, like you're out there telling people to find you on Instagram, follow you on Facebook. We also hope that you kind of take ownership of the app as your own marketing platform. It's free. Like, if it's free, how am I gonna spend $1 million marketing it, right? Not to be like sarcastic or whatever, right? We do invest a lot of time in adding customers. Totally honest, the customers are not the hard part though. It's the food truckers. And 8 years ago when we started this, I thought it was gonna be the other way. I thought food truckers would flock to it, be easy. Of course they wanna mark that they're open and tell people where they are. Customers just download the app. I don't know sometimes where they even find it. They get it off the windows. Like when you sign up, we'll send you a sticker that says find us on the app. They download it from a food truck from 8 years ago that had the app and left a sticker on there, or got sold to another food trucker and the sticker's still there, or they found one of our business cards because we blanket festivals with business cards. Maybe they found it blowing around a year later or something like that. We're also, of course, we engage on social media and email campaigns, newsletters, all that stuff. We try and remain pretty active. But really our hope is that you get a customer to your food truck, you go, hey, next time you want to find me, here's how. And when they're on the app, they don't have to be like on the app searching for you. This is really what I feel like is the key to what WTF does. Every single platform out there, even like just an internet search, you have to wait passively, hoping that a customer is gonna get hungry, think about going out to eat food, then think about a food truck, then start a search, right? So with our app, when you mark open, whether they have the app open, whether they're taking a nap, whether they're in line at McDonald's, whatever it might be, they get that push notification that says, hey, hello, we're right here, we're open. Maybe they know who you are already and they love you, they're gonna come right to you. Maybe they've never heard of you, but because another food truck told them about our app, now they've discovered you, they're gonna go check you out because they have an app they have an app to find food trucks. If they have that, then they clearly love food trucks. So we hope for like grassroots, tell your customers. And we've got people in the middle, like, we had one food truck, he sold it in Biloxi, Mississippi, and I have about 10, 15 food trucks in Kalispell, Montana. I don't know if any of you know where that is, but those are like small areas. Biloxi, this one guy all by himself, single food truck for like 3 years. He was always the only food truck in Biloxi that used it. He said after about 3 months of use and really promoting it, he would have a line when he hit open. And then Kalispell, we had one food truck that started telling all their friends, and then they started telling all their customers. And we're based here in Vegas. I'm right here. I go to festivals. I tell everybody about this. Kalispell for about 2 years straight had more activity on the app than we had here in Vegas. So it's all about you telling your customers use it, and then marking open really is the key. You got to use it, but it takes like 10 seconds. So build it into your opening routines. Oh, you know what I didn't mention too? I did see a booth out there that does print of like your cups, your clamshells, your coffee sleeves, I know it's not always, some of it gets expensive, but some of that really makes a difference. Maxwell right here, he had about 10 food trucks in the Salt Lake area, and he learned from what, Cup Up? Yeah, I was on it. Yep, so people are gonna see that. I'm sure you've probably seen at festivals like Shrimp on a Stick. It'll grab people's attention, and if you have your name on it though, they're taking pictures of their beautiful food and posting that on social media, and everybody's gonna see your name everywhere else. So just one more printed thing I forgot to mention earlier. Yes? I've definitely seen those before, like a butter beer in, I think it was Utah or like Arizona or something like that, where, I mean, that is a concern, right? The health district in most places will not allow you to do that, or you have to have a separate area where you're able to do that. It makes it really difficult. In a restaurant, you kind of have a little bit more space, so that's, more feasible. In a food truck, it's kind of difficult. I love, though, the fact that, like, even if it's a extra 50 cents and somebody can pay that extra and get like a printed plastic cup that is like a semi-reusable, take home and keep using that and wash it or whatever, that's great, because then they have it at home and they always see that and they think about you every time. And we do pens and notebooks. We give those away, like definitely not the same route that you're going, but if it's something that's sitting somewhere that they're going to use it and see it all the time, like that's going to get you more business. All right, thank you guys. We have a booth. It's right next to like Fuego, right next to Food Truck Beast, right about in the middle of the show there. Come see us. Also, if you sign up, we got t-shirts to give away for WTF shirts if you want any of those. We got some notebooks and other giveaway stuff. All right, thank you.